A pleasant good morning and a warm welcome to you all. I would like to begin our class with a proverb. An idle brain is the devil's workshop. The reason to say this is all of us are at home and we want to remain idle, doing nothing. If that is so, definitely we will be tempted to do unnecessary things which will not help our growth. The best way is involving ourselves in something solid that will help our growth, especially towards our studies. Be safe and happy at home. Take care of your health and pray to God at least twice a day for obtaining a normal life. Well, in our 11th standard second unit poetry, we have a poem, Confessions of a Born Spectator, written by Ogden Nash. The meaning of the title is Confessions means admittance or acceptance of a bond. Spectator means watches or views. Confessions of a born spectator means acceptance of a born watcher. So he accepts that he is a spectator and not a player at all. The poet accepts that he is born as a spectator and quite satisfied with it because the players play a rough game without considering others' feelings. They hurt each other to achieve success. Now let's learn something about the author. Frederick Ogden Nash, who lived between 1902 and 1971, was an American poet well known for his rhyming schemes. Rhyming schemes means the same sound. At the end of each line in a poem, there will be words with the same sound. That is called rhyming scheme, of which he wrote over 500 pieces. With his unconventional rhyming schemes, unconventional means distinctive, he was declared the country's best known producer of humorous poetry. So, with different rhyming schemes, he was best acknowledged or accepted as a humorous poet. His light verse even earned him a place on a postage stamp. Light verse means amusing and entertaining. So he wrote the poetry in an amusing and entertaining manner, for which he got a place even on a postage stamp. Now let us learn the gist of the poem. What is it in short in this poem? Not everybody loves to play and participate in games, sports and other extracurricular activities. Some like horse riding, playing basketball, hockey, football, cricket, volleyball, handball, baseball, and some others in sports like discus, javelin, running, pole vault, boxing, and so on. But most of us want to watch the events as spectators with thrill and enthusiasm. So every spectator in the stadium enjoys a lot. Whether it is in India or in a foreign land, they always appreciate the beauty that is taking place inside the stadium. The players play so rough that they have no time for others' feelings. Sometimes in every match we find the players kicking each other not wantedly but without their knowledge. It happens. Almost in every game we witness these sort of kicks and hits, due to which some get some injuries. So the players, the opponent players, they don't care for others. They are mindful of their own team alone. The poet feels satisfied about his modest physique. Modest physique here means quiet and humble in appearance. So he sits and watches the play very quietly. So he is happy to be a spectator, to watch and appreciate the players in the sporting arena. Let's get into the poem and understand it line by line. One infant grows up and becomes a jockey. Another plays basketball or hockey. This one the prize ring heads to enter. That one becomes a tackle or center. I am just glad as glad can be that I am not them, that they are not me. One infant grows up and becomes a jockey. Infant means child, jockey means horse rider. So one child grows up and becomes a horse rider. Another plays basketball or hockey. So another child may take up the game of basketball, or he or she prefer hockey. This one the prize ring heads to enter. Another person, another boy feels very sad or very bad to enter into the prize ring. Prize ring means enclosed area where boxing matches are fought. Because those games are very tough, we do not know where we will receive the blows. So only many people don't prefer to go to the boxing. That one becomes a tackle or center. Tackle means trying to get into the other's or opponent's area with his own tricks. And center means in the football there are some center players. So they will move forward towards the goal to just put the ball into the goal. So one may become a boxer, another may become a football player. I am just glad as glad can be. Glad means happy. I am just happy as happy can be because I watch as a spectator the players playing so beautifully in the ground. So I enjoy very much. That I am not them, that they are not me. So I am glad that I am not a player, and I am also happy that they are not me as a poet. They are players, I am poet. So for that I am really happy. Next, in the second stanza, the poet is trying to express something else. Let's find out what it is. With all my heart, I do admire athletes who sweat for fun or hire, who take the field in gaudy pomp and maim each other as they romp. My limp and bashful spirit feeds on other people's heroic deeds. With all my heart, I do admire. So I admire, I enjoy the beautiful performances which are being exhibited by the players in different fields. So my heart feels excited when I watch these people doing well. Athletes who sweat for fun or hire. So I admire the athletes who sweat, who work hard for fun, for time pass, are being hired, or paid for that some players play. So whatever may be their circumstance, I always admire wholeheartedly all these players who perform beautifully in this stadium. Who take the field in gaudy pomp. Gaudy pomp means a showy dress. So these athletes, they come in a colorful dress, and when we happen to watch them, so stylish, so beautiful in their colorful dress, we feel delighted. And maim each other as they romp. Maim means hurt. Romp means play roughly. So these players with a colorful dress, when they come into play, some may be wounded, some may be hurt as they play a rough and noisy game. My limp and bashful spirit feeds. Limp means weak. Bashful means shy and reluctant. Spirit feeds, feeling gives. So my weak, shy feeling gives on other people's heroic deeds. There are certain players who perform fantastically in whatever field they are in. So when I watch them, I am really delighted because such wonderful things they are able to do which we cannot imagine so easily. Now A runs 90 yards to score. B knocks the champion to the floor, cracking vertebrae and spines, lashes his steed across the line. You would think my ego it would please, to swap positions with one of these. Now, A runs 90 yards to score. So in football, a player from one end to the other end, he runs to score a goal. B knocks the champion to the floor. In boxing, one kicks the other and puts him down on the floor, and that's how the other one becomes the champion. Cracking vertebrae and spines. Vertebrae means the bones of the spine which are on the spinal cord. Lashes is steered across the line. In another game, in horse riding, that lashing takes place. Lash means beating with a whip. Is steered. Steered means strong horse. Across the line, to cross the border, which means they need to touch the finishing line. So for that, the horse has been bet with a whip by the horse rider. You would think my ego it would please. You may think that it would please my ego. When I see all these things, you may have an intention that I am really very much happy, or I'll be taken up. To swap positions with one of these. Swap means exchange. As I watch these players playing so beautifully and performing well, and the applause from the audience when they receive, I too might be taken up. But I won't give up so easily to become a player. That's what is given in the third stanza. Let's move on to the fourth stanza. Well, ego it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough, they do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. I am glad that when my struggle begins, twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. Well, ego it might be pleased enough. So as far as my ego is concerned, I think I may be happy, but I need to control my ego. I need to be calm, because if I am carried away by the beautiful performances of these athletes or players, then I may lose myself, which is wrong. That's what he feels about. But zealous athletes play so rough. But there is one problem. These zealous athletes, zealous means enthusiastic. Those who are playing in the arena, those who are playing inside the ground, most often they are enthusiastic, and that makes them play sometimes rough. So when I watch all those rough, playful acts, I really get irritated. They do not ever in their dealings means in their activities. So when they keep on playing, they don't think of one important aspect. Of course, they enjoy, They give too much of importance for their play. At the same time, they give so much of energy and they do their best. But one thing is lacking with them. And what is that? Consider one another's feelings. They won't consider another person's feelings at all. They play a rough game and they are ready to do whatever is possible to become a champion by just putting the others in trouble. So others, how much of problems they would have faced because of him, they won't realize at all. I am glad that when my struggle begins, struggle here, fight. The poet is happy that when his struggle starts, when his fight starts, twixt prudence and ego. Twixt means between. Prudence means wisdom. Ego means opinion about oneself. So when the struggle or the fight begins between prudence and ego, that is wisdom and opinion about his own self, high opinion about his own self, he says prudence wins at the end. Wisdom alone wins at the end. If you want to be successful, you need to be prudent. You need to be wise. Next stanza. When swollen eye meets gnarled fist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, when officialdom demands, is there a doctor in the stands? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physics. When swollen eye meets gnarled fist. In boxing, we find the two opponents, they keep on kicking at each other. Sometimes, even if the eye is really filled with wounds, the other person never bother at all. Even if blood oozes from his own face, he never bothers. With his fist alone, he'll keep on kicking so that the opponent may fall soon. And finally, he can become the champion. So that's how, so roughly, these players play. When snaps the knee and cracks the wrist. So even though the knees are being broken and even the wrists are sometimes broken, the players who do that, they never care at all. They always want to win for their side. When officialdom demands, officialdom means the authorities for each side of the players. When the players are being affected or when they have been wounded during the match time, the officials, when they are in need of to give some medical aid for those who have been attacked severely, is there a doctor in the stands? And can you find a doctor immediately to just treat the person who has been wounded during the playtime? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks. So the poet's soul is right now speaking with a thankful heart. For this modest of physics, modest means humble or simple. Physics means body. So the poet is very happy that he has a very humble and simple body and there is no need for him to take too much of a strains as the players are playing a rough game in the field. He doesn't need to do that. And finally, in the last stanza, the poet concludes in this manner: athletes, I'll drink to you or eat with you or anything except compete with you. Buy tickets worth the radium to watch you gamble in the stadium, and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. The poet finally confesses that he, if needed, will drink with the athletes or even eat with the athletes. Or anything, whatever the demands of the athletes, he will fulfill, but he will not compete with them. He will not take part as a player with the players. Buy tickets worth their radium. He is ready to buy tickets, whatever the cost it may, for the shining dress they wear. So he is ready to buy tickets standing in a queue along with the others to appreciate and encourage the players. To watch you gamble in the stadium. Gamble means jump or hop happily. So I am ready to buy tickets worth whatever may be the cost, but I want to watch you jumping and hopping, the different styles you try to practice inside the ground. All those I love very much to watch. And reassure myself anew. Assuring again from being afraid. I want to be a different person, which my soul says that you are not me, and I tell you, you cannot be like me as a poet, and I cannot become like you as a player. You are a player and I am a poet. So the poet concludes. Okay, once again, what is it this poem is about? Let us learn in short. The poet Ogden Nash talks about how people choose different sports in their lives. He admires their talents. At the same time, he confesses that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. The players play a rough and noisy game. They hurt each other. He is glad that he himself is not an athlete. However, the poet's good sense wins over ego. He can't exchange the places with the athletes. So, he wants to remain as a spectator forever. Yes, that's the end of the poem. Now there is a small work given for you. Answer in a paragraph. Only 2 questions are given. Question number 1. How does the poet establish the victory of common sense over ego? Your second question is, the poet does not wish to exchange the places with the athletes. How does he justify? Answer these 2 questions and send us back. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next class on a different topic. Thank you.